You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody, for the overtime segment, and it's brought to you by Emerald Water, the OT refresher. Darren DuPont joins us back in the bunker here, although Abu and Smitty are still here on the couch, diving into the treats from Perkin Taps. How are you?
I'm great.
It's been a fun
great show.
You ran out and came back in between.
But I listened the whole time. And
doing business?
But it's awesome. Having Benny in here, I think that's really great that he wants to make time to come in here. I mean, we've had him on the video chat before, but he did a great job on the sidelines. I like what they were doing, where they had the coaches take down there a second angle, and he's doing a great job.
Grey Cup week, which has been actually more so your dream first, and then I jumped on real quickly, going back months that we were going to do that this week, and we were going to jump into it right on Monday morning, and our numbers were high all morning long. We've had some sensational guests, and it's been fantastic. And I didn't want to belabor the rollout earlier on with what happened Saturday night, and it's not like it's anything major, but I'm still a little ticked off. You put the photo up, Clark, of where I was, Paradise Hill, Saskatchewan. It's 5 hours north of Regina. It's a fantastic place. That's me. And you see to my right, Daryl Sutter, Stanley Cup winning coach of the LA Kings, Brian Sutter on the other side of me, and then Chuck Wagon legend, Buddy Benz Miller, which I got to say it the way in my head, Buddy Benz Miller.
Yeah.
Chuck Wagon legend right there. Yeah, so Brian and I go back a long ways because his son Sean was the Pats assistant coach, and we were very, very close friends. I've been in Brian's house in Sylvan Lake. Daryl's Daryl, right? Just Daryl. And I know, we all know what we're getting with Daryl. Truculent with the media and all the rest. But it was a Q&A segment in the crowd, and they asked us all what we thought of Don Cherry being fired. And I said what I said on this program. He could have left 10 years ago and I'd have been fine. You know, I mentioned that he blew off that sponsors event at the Heritage Classic because he wanted to go to bed. And, you know, if you don't want to be part of these things, then don't do it. You're getting $700,000 a year to work 5 minutes a week. You can go to these. And Daryl pretty much went off and said it doesn't matter how old he is. He should be able to do and say whatever he wants for as long as he wants because he did this much for Canada and this much for hockey and the veterans. And he goes, and you say you love him, but I know him and I really do love him. And then it became not a lot of fun. And then the people in the room could tell that there was a little tension there. And then a question came from the crowd about Jess Allen from The Social and should she be fired for what she said. And I'm like, look, if Don shouldn't have been fired and can say what he wants, then she can say what she wants. Or they should both be fired. We can go around and around on this all night.
But we got to get our eye for an eye first, right?
Well, right. And Daryl said those guys fought in the war to allow us to say whatever we want to say. So Don should be able to say what he wants to say. It's not about the poppy. It's not about what they did for us. It's about what he said about immigrants. That's why he's gone. It had nothing to do with the poppy. He brought the immigrants in, and that's why. But I'm not going to sit there like enough. But then it got around to media. And Daryl said, you can't trust them, and everything's on the record. And over the last 20 years, and you can't trust these guys, so I don't want to talk to any of them. And it's just, and then Brian's looking at me. Right? Like, what do you say about the media? And I'm like, oh, man. But that's Daryl. And I said, I just want you guys to tell the truth. I don't really care what you say. Just give us 20 seconds. That's it. You know, respect the job that we have to do. But Daryl mentioned about how they'll twist your words, and maybe I said Iginla had a bad game, and they'll say that said he's a bad player, and it just, it was just like, it could have got into a real argument, but I'm like, I don't want to get into a fight with Daryl Sutter up here now. But I get, you know, he's just saying the way it is, and I say it the way it is, and sometimes that doesn't mesh, right? And it was awkward. I think the people in the crowd were enjoying it somewhat.
I'm sure they were.
But, you know, Daryl's Daryl, and I get we don't see things the same way. Doesn't mean that we can't get along. Right. You know?
Yeah, agree to disagree. But that's funny. He's on the other side, and he sees it from that way, and I'm sure if he got a cushy media job offer to...
Well, look,
there's
CBC,
jerks he might take it.
There's jerks in the media, and there's good guys in the media. There's jerks in the coaching profession, and there's good guys in the coaching. Not talk to all of us.
No,
because you didn't like some guys.
But that's the biggest thing I've noticed too in this job, and I'm sure you have too. It's about building those relationships and building the trust that, okay, when we have a chat and it's on the air, I'm not going to throw you under the bus. Right? But when you're sitting in those scrums day after day after day after day with faceless people that you don't really have a connection with, and then they go take their words and it's online and you don't ever have to see them again, That's the problem that he has. So I understand that frustration from his point of view for sure. But that would have been entertaining to be there listening to it anyways.
I get his point too, but at least listen to the others.
You got to listen to the other side.
That's all. Yeah. Jeff watching in Medicine Hat this morning says, my mom and brother got to sit with you on Saturday night. Roddy, a great evening. Well, thanks to them. I did have a great time there. And William May writes in, who was right and who was wrong about the truth? That's not the point. I'm not saying Daryl's wrong. I'm just saying consider the other side of the argument. That's all that I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm right or he's not or whatever. But now, to Fajardo, Clark wanted to put up his tweet here. I mean, this guy, I hope, is the quarterback here till the end of his career. And I'll read it for those that can't see it, those that are listening right now. Thank you, #Ryderville, for accepting me as one of your own. We were counted out from the start of the season, and you all stuck with us. I'm sorry I let you down tonight. Even though I want to look forward to next year, I can't help but think about how wonderful this year was. It was wonderful. And, Friday night I was at the Jay and Dan podcast taping. I should have teed it up to have that photo from those guys. And Fajardo came out on stage.
Yeah.
And the place went nuts, and everybody's singing Fajardo, the whole sold-out crowd. Like, they loved the guy, and Cody felt like he let them down. He did not let them down. Everybody here knows that. I hope he knows that we all know that. He gave every single thing that he had in his body, and he always will. That's why they love him so much. I hope he doesn't feel too bad.
2 torn oblique muscles. I mean, to go out there and play, other quarterbacks wouldn't do that. A lot of other players wouldn't do that. Some would, but I mean, he's given everything for this team. He's become a part of the community. He's done more than enough, and I know he's going to continue to do it for as long as management wants him and coaches want him to be here and want him to be the quarterback of this team. So I love that he's upset. I love that he feels bad, but hold your head high because we're all excited about the future, I know, in this town.
He has absolutely nothing to feel bad about, is my point. But I just feel like he feels really bad. It's pretty evident by what he put on Twitter. And by the way, on the Jay and Dan podcast, what a great night. So funny, great guys. And what I really like the most about them, and it's a long list of things, they treat the CFL with respect. They treat this place with respect.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard, but a lot of big city media people just pat us on the head here, look down on you, laugh at you, and think you're not that good at what you do because you're in Saskatchewan. You're like, it's so insulting. Those guys aren't.
No. It's very cool. And I know, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, they were in Saskatoon for the podcast there.
Sold out.
And I was in for a football game. Didn't do it, but Jesse Lumsden went, and then we worked the football game the next night. He said it was just unbelievable. You got to go. So I was hoping to go this weekend, but of course I was in Calgary. Couldn't make it again.
Life got in the way.
Life gets in the way.
But you were there, and I was here, and we covered everything, and they did a great job.
Between
and
the two of us.
They're just great guys. Yeah, between the two of us, we got it all covered. And I want to thank Jay and Dan for just the kind of guys they are and the work that they do, because they're good guys.
Yeah.
And they give people in this business a good name. So thank you. Just like Smitty, just like Abu, just like Mike Benavides, and all of our guests today. What a smoking show. Oh. John Murphy, Tori Gurley. Who am I missing? That's everybody, right? Keon Raymond, whom we just met. And friendship blossoming. We're just getting rolling on Grey Cup week, right? Anything else people need to know? Well, this was your brainchild.
It's all going to be here, and it's all going to be online too. So a wall-to-wall coverage all week, and so Mike Abumetric's going to be on the scene in Calgary at all the events.
Every day he'll be on with
and everything,
us,
and he'll be on the show. But if you're going to be down there, find him on social, Twitter.
He'd stop him the old-fashioned way.
Just do it the old-fashioned way.
We'll film it.
Talk to him.
Stop him. Get a selfie with Abu. It'll get on the show.
Bring the mic here.
And we got the mic.
You can sit down in a chair, too.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. There's still some cookies.
Yeah, you've left cookie all over the bunker.
He's eating them.
Jeez, what a pig.
Somebody was sitting on those crumbs.
There's the first ever Rod Pedersen Show mic flash right there. So you're going to be roaming around with interviews. I love it.
Tell me, what's your favorite color? Thank you.
So
the important
why don't you tell the people, because you're here, what you want?
But
nothing. We're
it's
just
that mic that works right now.
See, this is just so I can hold, because I don't know what to do with my hands most of the time. Yeah, no, we're just gonna go down and get a flavor of Grey Cup. So I think you just want me to go and talk to the people, see what's going on, and get a true flavor of what's going on. We're gonna just see whoever's there, and
no matter where, what hours of the night, stop you.
This show's really, I can't believe how much the CFL has taken to this show. And, for whether it's the Riders or TSN or the league, to get one of our guys, Abu, to be out there for the coin toss and to present the championship trophy for the West Division final. Like, that's pretty cool. And then to have you on the scene all week in Calgary, it's going to be a really great week for the viewers.
Thanks, Abu. Safe travels.
Thank you.
That's good. That's just show. Just go and hang out and have a good time. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it at the Grey Cup.
Yep. They call this work. Thank you for doing it. We got to go. We could sit here. We're way over time. I got to meet a guy here for lunch. So thanks to everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central on Facebook Live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.